Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. We're just gonna jump right into it. I'm just gonna set up my charts before we do anything else. And then I'm gonna go over the trading rules and any updates that may be important for you guys. Okay. Okay, we'll leave this here for right now. Let me open my notepad here. Okay, so I was taking a look at it this weekend, and let me turn the volume down on that. Euro's charging about 50 to 60% more on commissions for whatever reason with Forex.com than AUD USD is. So I thought it was a flat rate commission. Apparently I'm misunderstanding something. So we're just trading Aussie dollar this week, and we're risking 2% to make 4%, covering our risk. And so if we're profitable by Thursday, we're not trading Friday. This is our current balance, 4,091.81, and this is this week's starting balance. So same thing applies. I'm just going to open this up for you guys. Trading rules: risking 1 to make 2, so risk reward 1 to 2, but we're risking 2% to make 4. Stop loss is 5 pips, take profits 13 pips. You got to take into consideration commissions when you do your risk to reward. If I do a 5 pip stop loss and a 10 pip take profit, that's really a 1 to 1.5 if you count commissions. So we're really trying to make twice what we're risking. And so trading rules, we're trading supply and demand on the 5-minute. If our zone or our line holds, if our supply and demand line holds, then we take the position, and if it goes in our favor, we try to cover our risk immediately. So we're up just under 1% since last live stream. This is our second live stream. Our goal is a 10K cash account by the end of October, which we will easily see. And so we've got these zones up here and these zones down here, and I'll even add this one here too. I'm just going to break down for you why these are zones. So typically when you do supply and demand, let me show you. It's going to be like right here, I think. That is not it. Typically when you do supply and demand, you're drawing boxes. This is how it's typically taught, and so a more accurate strategy is whatever the box that or wherever your zone typically is, like whatever candle you're drawing your box on, you draw the line instead at the very open of that candle. So you see these are down candles, our line is at the very open of those candles, and I'll show you guys what that looks like for up here too. So since our zones would typically be on these boxes, it would typically be on right here. This would be our supply, the seller supply, buyer's demand, and so this would typically be our zone, but we're going to make our line at exactly where this candle opened for that zone, and we're just going to chop that zone up. And so now what we're looking for is we're looking for like a wick and rejection off of our zone, and then we're just going to take the trade. But so I want it to touch the line or wick through the line and then hold. I don't want it to close on the other side. So we'll see. We might get some action early on here. But yeah, we cover risk pretty quick doing this. You'll see. You'll see. We're getting in on 5-minute candle closes. You got to wait for the candle to close. Let's see. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. I mean, price is just going up, so we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. I always like to see too, kind of like ahead of time, how big my position is for the stop loss. Like if I need to adjust that or not. Rule of thumb though, you add 3 pips. So like if my stop loss was 10 pips, then my take profit with a 1 to 2 would traditionally be 20 pips, but you add 3, so it'd be 23 to take in consideration commissions. But right now, until the winter comes around, we just got a 5 pip stop loss. Let's make sure when we put it in here that we put the actual 6. Okay, so be risking about $81 to make 163. Worst case and best case scenarios. Okay. So I'm just gonna let it ride right now. Let the market tell us when to get in, right? Yeah, good trading is just a lot of sitting on your hands, honestly. You gotta wait. You gotta wait for the market to show you its hand. See something. see something. Yeah. Good morning, guys. Sorry, I just saw the chat. We're just waiting here. It's kind of in no man's land right now. Just so you guys know what I just did too, this is a GAN box. It's like Fibonacci, but just with the 50%. So there's a concept that we'll use occasionally too. It's called premium and discount. And so ideally you want to buy things when they're more than 50% off, and you want to sell things when you got a 50% deal on it. So it's like, this is a zone for sure, but anything 50% or lower is actually going to be the most accurate. So I mean, a perfect example right here, you see this push up, right here. And so what happened is price came back down, right? There's a zone right here, right above 50. And so this candle actually held that, and had we got in on this candle close, you know, we would have got stopped out. Had we waited for it to go to the zone below 50, right here, we would have got in on this candle close, and I mean, it would have been a clean move. So that's what premium discount is. It's just, you really want to be buying in the bottom half and selling in the top half. And so this push right here, right now, let me fix that. This push right here, we don't really want to be buying in the top half, right? So this zone isn't as it's not as appealing. So honestly, I see it building up some liquidity, right? It's building up some liquidity right here. And so it's possible for it to just break, touch, and then make a move down, because I think a lot of people, a lot of retail traders are probably selling in here. But I do not see any real zone, at least on the 5-minute, for people to be selling. So there's no news today, which honestly is one of my favorite days to trade. But our trade hours are 8 to 10, so of course if we're still in something at 10, we're going to keep that position open, we're going to ride it out, but we're not really going to be looking to place trades after 10. Yeah, so the zones are basically, so you're gonna pick a supply and demand zone like you would normally see drawn, which would be like the last opposite candle before a push. So you see this push is all purple candles, and so this is the last opposite candle, this black candle, this bearish candle here. And so typically you're taught to draw a zone on for the entire candle, right? And then just pop that zone out. However, it has not been accurate in my trading, but the lines have been extremely accurate. So you, instead of drawing a box around the whole candle, what I do is I throw a horizontal ray at the very start of that candle. So since this is a bearish candle, it opened right here, and so that's where I put the line. I put it at the very open of that candle. And so I'll show you like my top ones here. Since these are bullish candles, the open of this bullish candle is going to be right here. So instead of typically drawing a box around right here, my line or my zone is actually going to be just right here. And so this is going to prevent a lot of things like this. A lot of the times it will touch this box, you get in, and then it'll go and touch this line, take you out, and then drop. So the line, it's like just trying to get as accurate as possible, but it's instead of the box around the entire candle, it is a line at the open of the candle. So just remember, like wherever you typically draw your zones, instead of drawing a box, just draw a line at the open of the candle. And that's how I'm doing it, and it just prevents a lot of it's just way better entries. The entries are way better. And so we're not really too close to anything right now. We'll just keep letting it play out. Okay. I'll be right back though. Alright, I'm back. So see, we might even get a reaction off of right here. I mean, ideally, we don't even really want to trade that. It might not be terrible because it's got room to go, and I still think price needs to go up. So, and it's coming off these highs here, so it's kind of going to be like a break and retest move too. It's not a bad zone, it really isn't. So if it holds, you know what, I'll take an entry off of it, but it's got to hold. That's one thing that's so nice about this, is you literally, it has to do something for you to enter, and it's not like complicated. You just have to wait for it to hold that zone and close. So like I'm never like on the edge of my seat, like what am I gonna do? Like the chart tells me what to do. So we've already got our lot size loaded. We'll see if this holds. Like I said before, ideally we want it to go 50%, but that's not like a requirement. The charts just don't always go 50%. Let me see if I can find an example. we'll just have to see live, but yeah, you start using these lines and trading the 5 minute. Honestly, I only trade the 5 minute chart. I'd throw the hour on there, but the hour is really not. It's like I can get a bird's eye view, but really, like, if we're trying to make just like 10 pips in the market, 13 pips in the market, I mean, we're gonna need to look closer. You know what I mean? A lot of people like have the idea that we need to look so far out, and I mean, I don't think you really need to do that necessarily unless you're swing trading, because this is what the market's doing right now. This is where we're at right now, you know, supply and demand right now. So we'll see. We might get an entry. If it goes through, then we will wait for it to go down, or we're just gonna leave our chart here right now and just see how it plays out. Okay. I need that. Let me just throw that there. You guys see how though it's reacting off this box? I can't tell you how many times I've seen it react off the box like this, come right back down to the line, and then go up. That's not to say it's gonna do that. It's gonna do whatever it wants to do, but that's why I don't trade the boxes. So see, it did not push up all the way yet. Trying to get in a good place. Okay, this is good. Now we wait. So if it closes on the other side of this line now that it's touched it, then we're not getting in. If it closes above the red line, now we are getting in. So on TradingView, it's nice here. You can see exactly how long you have until the candle closes. We got about 3.5 minutes. Just want to see how big our stop loss would be. You always want to make sure your stop's going to be below that. We're going to move it up, but like if the candle pushes up to like here, you know, then we ideally probably want a little bit wider of a stop so that it's below that. I haven't really run into that right now. 5 pips has been ideal with just how much this pair moves in this time of year right now. I can really see it in the winter, us having to switch to a 10 pip stop just because it just moves so much more in the winter. I didn't realize how loud that was, my bad. Looks like we might be getting in if this candle closes good for us. But by the way, guys, yeah, if we make any money at all for the day, we are just done. Like, the idea, like, the goal is, like, no matter what anyone says, the goal is to make money. So if you want to make money every single day trading, in my opinion, once you've made money for the day, stop trading. And, you know, the Bible says little by little, whoever gathers little by little will make it grow. And so that's true. I mean, it just takes longer, but I'm telling you, you gather little by little, you work a job while you're trading, and you know, put everything you can into it, and don't worry about getting like the home runs. It will grow. And, you know, I haven't been able to grow mine a lot until more recently, and it's still a small account, but the only reason it's been growing at all is because I've been just gathering little by little. And so yeah, don't be greedy. Exactly. It's like and I hate using this example, but it's like I think of trading like poker a lot. Like, there's people, like, poker is a game of probability. It's not like, I mean, it's skill and probability. And so there's people out there that play poker for a living and make millions of dollars every single year. If it was just a game of chance, that wouldn't be possible, but they do it consistently, and it's because they know when to get up and leave the table so they can come back and play again. But we're gonna get in right here. It held, so stop loss is gonna be 5 pips. Our take profit's going to be 13. And you'll see how I kind of defend this position as we go. So when this candle closes, like if this is a bullish candle and it closes, I'm going to immediately move my stop loss below it. So we're risking 2% on this trade, but we're trying to mitigate that as soon as possible. So I typically like to do it after the second candle in case this one likes to wick a little lower and then go. But yeah, once this candle closes, in a little bit in our favor, or once we start to get a candle that does push for us, then we like to drag that stop loss up. So it's a 1 to 2 risk to reward, but it turns into a whole lot more once you cover. So you see how it might have been it might have been a good idea just to only do zones that came below the 50. So we lost that first one. Now we just wait again. We didn't get to cover our risk because it didn't push really in our favor. So we need to make this 6 and 12, and we just need to make it 2%. Now it adjusts our what's it called? Our position size. So we always just want to adjust it accordingly. This is now zone 2 though. There's a book, if you guys are listening, there's a book I just got and just started reading that is actually great. It's a modern book. The guy still trades. His name's Tom Hoggard or Hoggard. Let me just look it up to show you on screen. It's a psychology book, but this guy trades. He's a pretty high stake trader. Let me show you what it looks like. It's called The Best Loser Wins. This is what it looks like. I recommend this book for sure, and I'm not even that far into it. I've been reading it lately. It's a pretty good read. It's called The Best Loser Wins by Tom Hoggard. Because you really got to be mechanical when it comes to executing these trades. Like we're gonna get stopped out like that, and then we just got to be ready for what's next. You know what I mean? But with that being said, too, we don't want to overdo it. So I got 2 trades today. I'm going to place 2 trades. And so We already cycled through one. We got one more, and we're gonna just see what happens. That was the, sorry, I just saw that. The 50% thing is called a GAN box, but you gotta change the settings on it to only have 0, 1, and 0.5, because otherwise it'll look something like this. So it'll just have a bunch of random things on there. You just want 0, 1, and 0.5. And that way, if you do that, make it whatever colors you want, and just check these ones on only, 0, 1, and 0.5, and it's gonna give you that exact 50%, and you can draw it from wherever you want, which is nice. So ideally, yeah, we would have wanted to wait for that, but it was still a good zone in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. It's because if we do draw the box around it, we'll extend it to the side and just show you everything else that had reacted off of there. So I mean, it wasn't a bad place for this to keep going up off of at all, in my opinion. So even though it wasn't 50% of this push, you know, I've won trades like this coming off the tops of these here. So it wasn't terrible, but it's just part of the game. You're not gonna win every one, but once you start getting profit in your favor, you just want to cover risk. That's really how I play it. I will be right back again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. So we might be shorting off here if it holds. I'm taking it down to this zone, ideally. Just to show you guys, we might be looking for something like this. It is. It's a big waiting game. We'll see if this holds. If it does, we'll get in. If it doesn't, we'll just keep waiting. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds though. Looks like it might hold. Looks like it might hold for us. Okay. Probably on me. Got 30 seconds and we are looking to enter short on Aussie US dollar. Just to see what it would look like where it's at right now with a 5 pip stop, just to show you guys. It's kind of what we're looking at. Of course, we don't always take it all the way, it just depends on how it holds. So, oh wait, we're gonna want that. Alright, we're going short. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, we're short. 5 pips. 13. This is our second and last position for the day. And we are short. So now, I mean, I'm just gonna I start cleaning up my chart when I'm in my second position, because that stuff doesn't really matter anymore if it gets there or not, and this stuff's beyond our take profit, so not too concerned about all that either anymore. So let me do it in terms of pips, just so when I cover I can just so I can see how many pips in profit I am, because we lost 5 pips plus 1 pip in commissions, so we've lost 6 pips for the day, right? So ideally when I cover I like to see, okay, how can I get myself in profit, and we're gonna move this a little bit closer. If this candle closes in our favor like this, we're gonna move it, the stop loss, at least to here for now. We want to give it room. You don't want to choke your positions either, because you want to give it room to do what it needs to do still at the same time. So if this is a bearish candle, we're gonna cover some risk, if it's bearish at all. So just so you guys know too ahead of time, when we get to this zone right here, if it holds right here, I'm taking my profit. I'm just taking it. I'm not covering risk or anything. I'm just taking my profit. Okay, so we are covering some risk now. So I'm gonna begin to move my stop loss now that this candle is closed. It's a good push in our favor. So I'm not gonna choke it out or even move it in profit, but I am gonna move it half a pip from that point. So now we're only risking 3 pips instead of 5 pips, and so we just got rid of 40% of our risk. So, you know, I don't want to choke it out in the idea that it does something like this. Because you can see right here. Let me draw this line on right here just so you guys can see. Price came right here, pushed up, made a nice push like it's doing right now. Then it came right back and then it made its push. So, in the idea that it does something like that, I don't want to choke it out. I'll move it in profit and start to trail it once I see that it's made somewhat of a small pullback and then another push. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for right now. Maybe a small pullback and then starting to push again. And yeah, just another breakdown of the market structure. So we covered 40% of our risk now, so we're now just risking over just over 1% now, so we'll just continue to let it play out. But it gave us a great reaction off that zone already. It gave us exactly what we were looking for, so Yeah, they're trying to buy, but I think we're gonna get our move. In my opinion, I'll tell you why. I'm not always right. That's for sure. That's one thing I learned. But it's building liquidity here, right? So like, there's stop losses, stop losses, stop losses. And so the market will tend to just build liquidity like this, and if it's gonna go down, I mean, it can take out all these areas here to grab that liquidity. And liquidity is basically just money. It's just where stop losses are at. And so same thing with my entry though. Same thing with my entry. Right. I saw that, Ben. Yeah, no, for real. You can't do this without God. I asked God to teach me how to trade a couple of years ago, and He's still teaching me. But but yeah, I don't even want to try to learn the markets without Him. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so just like our entries, how we're not getting in on candle closes, I don't make any moves unless there's a candle close. And honestly, if you start doing this, it will change the game for you. Do not pick your time frame and don't make any moves until a candle closes. Don't get in until a candle closes. Don't move your stop loss until a candle closes. You know, don't do anything until a candle closes. Like, I can be in this position here, and now this candle's about to close and open a new one, and now I've got 5 minutes where I know I can go to the bathroom, do whatever I need to do, because I know I don't need to do anything until another 5 minutes is up, right? Oh, my bad. So if it holds this red line, we're closing. If it closes on the other side of it, we keep our position open and then cover risk. And you can see I'm playing off this zone right here, this candle, this last down candle before the push up. So if we get a reaction here and it closes like right here, we're just going to be done. If it blows through, I mean, our take profit's literally on the next one, so we'll just play to the next one and cover our risk. And I'll show you how I cover my risk when we're this far into a position. Because we're going for 13 pips, we're already up 9 pips. And the market's just taking liquidity. You see anyone who has their stop losses right here, that market just took that. It just took that. So, you know, we've been trading for about an hour now, just over an hour. Lost our first position. Now we're pushing nicely into the second one. I'll cover risk after this candle close, no matter what, too. Yeah, I'll move my stop loss again now after this candle closes. And so, just so you know, I look to trail my stop loss above the highs of the candles. So like, ideally we could have our stop loss, like when it's pushing like this, you want to like trail it above the high. So right there, and then like the next one, the next one. You can see here, like look at this big push up right here. If you would just trail it on those lows, I mean, you would have gotten taken out here, but you would have been safe all the way up to here, right? And so we'll see. It's touched this line now. If it closes on the other side of the line, like right here, we're gonna just close our position. We'll be done for the day. It's pushing through it right now. Doesn't mean it's gonna close on the other side of it. So we're just gonna see. Either way, on this candle close, we are moving our stop loss. I'll just move it into profit right now, and then I'll trail it really here in a second. There's no reason though for it not to be in profit right now. At least 1 pip, right? But I'm not gonna trail it closely until the candle closes. But yeah, there's no reason to to lose this trade. And you can see it's reacting off this zone here. So we'll see. We got a minute 40. We got a minute 40. And you see I got the stop loss right above this one. This candle closes. If it closes above this red line, we're taking our position. So now that it's touched this zone, and the reason I'm going to close it too, by the way, now that it's reacted off this zone, and if it closes like on the other side of it, is because with this strategy, this would technically be a buy signal. But I'm only placing 2 trades today, so, and if I win a trade, I mean I don't get in another one, so I never play ping pong like that really. But yeah, the reason is because this is indicating a buy with the way I trade. There's demand right here, and so if it's holding demand, in my opinion, the market has the potential, a greater potential to go up than further down if it holds demand. So remember, we lost 6 pips total with commissions on the first trade, so which was 2%. If we close at 9 pips, we just made 1% for the day. And we just made 1% for the day. I've closed the position. And you see how it's going up now? Let me pull out the thing and do the math. So what's our current balance now? Our current balance is 4,112.50. And so let's pull a calculator out right now. We didn't make too much money today, but that's because the first trade went like immediately against us. We didn't even really get to cover it much. But nonetheless, we still won today. That's the goal, right? To make money, and we did just that. So let me see. Oh, okay, we're gonna leave it like this. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. You'll see. I've built out a plan behind the scenes too to deposit more money over the next couple months. I want to take it a little slower, but I've got some money saved up that I'm gonna deposit on a monthly basis, and let me move my thing right here. You can see in the bottom left corner the monthly results. Each month we're gonna deposit, and we're gonna just see how we're building the account monthly, and try to grow it to like 10K in October, and try to get between 15 and 20K by December. So I'm just gonna build it slow, build up some content. Let's put in our what's it called though, our returns so far for the month since I started streaming. I'm up a little bit more than I've got here on the stream because I did some trading, not streaming in the beginning of August, and we started like after the middle of August has already been over. So let's just see where I'm at though now, really quick, percentage wise. Okay, so right now we're up $51.43 from these last 2 streams, and now let me see what percentage we're up. Remember, it has nothing to do with anything other than percents. This is a game of percentages. If you can get the percentages, you can build the capital. So right now we are at 1.26%. So I'm going to save this. And our goal, by the way, is we want to get 20% a month. So we'll see how that works out with just having 2 trading weeks left in this month. But the goal is 20%. I still think we can get 20% this month as long as we don't have like too many first trades where it just goes immediately against us like that. Like ideally we want to have some more room to here, let me fix this. We want to have more room to just cover our risk like quicker, but that first trade just went immediately against us. Even though it did that, we still had a winning day. So oh yeah, that's gonna be it. We recorded our results. We're done for the day. Let me save that. This is our second stream, and we're 2 for 2 making money on stream now on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to keep a streak. Let me do this now. So I'm gonna end every stream with the verse of the day and just kind of say quickly like what it means to me too. I've got different verses and like devotionals I'm reading, but I'm just gonna read it off the Bible app because I think it's the same for everyone. But it says, "For it is God who works in you, both to will and to work for his good pleasure." And so, I mean, that couldn't be a better verse, honestly, because I really do think that it's him who's given me this desire. It's him who's given you guys this desire to trade and to seek financial freedom. And it's not just for ourselves, it's to advance his kingdom, to be able to help other people that, you know, don't have the opportunities that we do, who maybe weren't created with the minds that we were created with to understand how the markets work and to be able to really take advantage of the opportunity before us. And so it's, I mean, if you just keep that before you and remember it's him working in you and it's not us, like it's gonna help you go a lot further, and not just help you go further but keep you going when it gets harder. So I just want to leave you guys with the verse of the day. I'm gonna do that at the end of the streams. Give glory to God as he has given me this platform, and we're gonna build it out, and we're just gonna keep trading. We're gonna build up this account over the next couple of months, and yeah, 10K cash account by the end of October, and then, you know, we'll set the next goal after that. First things first. So thank you guys for joining and watching today. It was a good stream, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll trade again tomorrow. So have a good day, guys.